The medical center is more filled with a lot of migrants, as well as white Australian from a poor socioeconomic background.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the unfortunate problem is that's the middle class.
And not everyone has the educational, like financial stability to actually care, or not even care, but just like be in a position that they can constantly be caring about the health with their like eating habits and everything like that. Yeah.
The problem is you can care. What I'm trying to say here is everybody get into that middle class train or the tunnel, I call it, It's a very long tunnel. Let's say for me, I got into the tunnel at about 30. Came to Australia, got married, got the home, got the mortgage, got married, and all the burden comes onto you. It'll happen to you later, Amelia, so that's what happened to me. That's what happened to all our middle class, And then what happens? We get saddled with all the financial burden, job burden, kids burden, So we put our winkers down and start on that very narrow tunnel.
Because you got to make sure you're constantly getting everything right.
Exactly, yeah. So you are riding on that tunnel, a train, and then you can ride that train in two ways. One would be only looking at the financial aspect, and then, for example, you can buy a bigger home, bigger car, and then you can always buy branded clothing, because we are designed as middle class.
Looking for that
higher, because I see my patients coming to see me. They all come in very nicely dressed up in their, Tommy Hilfigers or all wearing Apple watches. But the moment I tell them go and see a specialist, no money for that.
Yeah, right. When it becomes about their health,
nothing there.
Yeah, it's all about the outside.
Outside there, So that's what I'm trying to say here. You could still live a good life where you reduce certain burdens to yourself by probably having a smaller home, not an expensive car, and using that money for your health. Because if you do not value your health, so that after 30 years in that tunnel, either you can get out of the tunnel as a 60-year-old, as a patient with hypertension, diabetes, obesity, and that poor guy who's looked after his family all his life, get to spend the last 20 years of his life being a patient, coming to see me every week, that's not living, Or you can try to go to that tunnel, valuing your physical health, mental health, time wealth, and get out of that tunnel as a 60-year-old without chronic diseases. And I'm living proof, familiar, that it can be done. The reason I'm saying it very clearly is I'm 50 next year. Now, 5 years ago or 6 years ago, I couldn't run 100 meters. I had never done any exercise my whole life, I would have been like about almost 70, 90 kilos with a big belly, And then all I had done was go to work, come home, eat, stress eat, ice cream, living the life, buy more, drink more, everything in excess there, And, I bought a very expensive car, because it's about
fulfilling yourself. Quick fixes.
Quick fixes there, trying to compare yourself to others in social media, And then, so you bought the cars and everything. And then, so I was extremely unfit. But after that incident or before that, I suddenly realized how unfit I am. I started to change by running a small distance, and then everything, you start to run more, and then after about now 5 years, I can run the same day. I can run 10 kilometers, go for a 25 kilometer bike ride, and then do rowing upstairs in my gym, and then I can still go and play with my son badminton for another 1 hour, and I'm still able to do a hike in the evening. So that's the level of fitness I got into simply by following routines and habits.
And do you think you started doing that because you realized how much of a toll it was that lifestyle that you're having before was doing on your body.
My body there, my body there, you know.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, if I don't do it, how can I tell my patients to be a better person if your doctor is so unhealthy, you know? And but problem is that's one thing only, because during COVID crisis I told about, I was pretty fit, but then I achieved my physical wealth. Financial wealth, obviously I'm not a millionaire, I have a mortgage, I'm still going to work, you know, but it's about having one important thing, one single word, which is knowing the time enough. I got that enough time, enough situation about 3-4 years ago after COVID. I realized, I thought to myself, even if I don't buy another car, another home, I came here as migrant, you know, what I have is enough.
Yeah.
And obviously, it doesn't mean to say I'm not going to try to get more, but that's my baseline.
Yeah, you've got all the essential things that you need to give yourself happiness.
Happiness there, you know?
And then that's just like, other than that, is just focusing on yourself and your family.
Family
right?
there,
yeah.
you know. But problem is, during 2019, when I had enough, I was not happy.
Okay.
That's human nature.
I feel like a lot of people find that it's like, once I achieve like everything that I want, where do I go from there?
From there,
as well.
Yeah. Because that's called, there's a nice word for it. It's called arrival fallacy.
Okay.
So that is the dream where you say, I mean, let's say you want to be let's say a director. You know, at let's say 35 years of age, you become the best director in Australia. You achieve a target, but then after that, you would experience the situation. Now what? Now, because that's the arrival fallacy. You know, for me also, I'm thinking. I always thought my happiness will depend on achieving things. I thought to myself, even if this program also wouldn't make me happy. Okay, if I'm going to say to myself, if I become a successful person as a health educator, if I'm happy, but that's the end product making me happy.
Yeah.
When I become, let's say, for God forbid, I don't think I will be. Let's say I become the most successful health promoter in the whole world. But then if I'm going to think I'll be happy on that day, that will be really a bad situation. You know. So so that's what I'm trying to promote here. So trying to promote physical health. Financial wealth will come when you have enough physical wealth and time, no? Okay. And then spiritual wealth would be very hard to achieve for most people. No, I also don't have it, but that's what I'm trying to achieve. Okay.
Keeping an open mind to
open mind,
yeah.
You know, time wealth is something that I'm really keen on, because that's what something people don't appreciate. There are some people who I know who are very rich, you know, but they are so rich, their commitments are so there, they don't have time to spend with their kids.
Yeah,
they're always on the go. I don't want to be that person. I stay home on today. I took my kids out. You know, I could have gone to work and make money. You know, because and then I could have bought another car or something, but I don't want to do it because that's something I don't want to promote. You know?
Yeah.
Because everything cannot be measured by money.
Yeah, money shouldn't be no one's top value, in my opinion.
Yeah, you know?
At least. Yeah.
You know?
It's all about balance.
Balancing,
and I think that's looking at the program so far and what's to come is like everything is just about having that really good balance and having a good space to create a good balance of everything.
Yeah. And so then I thought the program was designed in a way I thought I want to incorporate those 5 pillars into my life, you know.
Yeah.
And then I thought to read everything I can find out about all those topics.
Yeah.
So thereby I read from philosophy, human behavior, you know, financial markets, even history, you know, because history repeats itself, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
Yeah.